and welcome to Melbourne Underground, the music television show that brings you the latest in Melbourne's independent music scene. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Imogen. This week we catch a train to Victoria Park Station to check out its music scene. We'll also get a bit of an insight into the different religious music in Melbourne. And we have Clue in the studio who will give us a live performance and an interview. Let's get underground. Thanks for tuning in. Last week was our first episode ever and we had an absolute blast. If you missed it, then you can check out the whole episode with the interview and performance at our social media.
Last week we caught a train to Eltham Station and visited some of its local music destinations. And this is something we'll be doing throughout the season. We realise Melbourne and all of its amazing music is not just based in the CBD, but also in all of its diverse suburbs.
The Metro train network runs through almost all of these places and provides everyone with early access to it all. So each week we'll visit one station and give you all a tour of the best music locations it has to offer.
This week we caught a train to Victoria Park Station on the Hurst Bridge and South Morang line to listen to their local scene.
It's Jamie Salter taking a look at Victoria Park Station, just outside the CBD. We've got some fabulous musical destinations to look at. Let's go. Victoria Park Railway Station is located on the Mernda and Hurstbridge lines in Victoria, Australia. The Abbotsford area was once bushland along the Yarra River. Today, it's been transformed into an iconic music scene. My first stop is Dutch Vinyl Records, which is a record store that includes a large variety of unique Melbourne genres, as well as world music. Whilst in the store, visitors have a chance to test out records before they're purchased and glance through an array of the store's collection. Whilst you're there, you may as well head upstairs to Fight Night Records, which is a professional recording studio owned by Harley Stewart.
So what we do in here is pretty much we write, record, produce and engineer music for bands and artists. Yeah, we just focus on making great music with all types of genres and all types of bands and singers. We've got a pretty rich culture in the arts in Australia, I think. You know, you can go out on a Monday night and see a jazz gig, or you can go out on a Tuesday night and see a rock and roll gig, or a Wednesday night and see a flamenco show. And I think that's got a lot to do with the multicultural side of our city. So the genres kind of open up all types of possibilities for musicians and venue owners. And it's just a cool city to be in.
As the day comes to a close, you can head east down Johnston Street to the Yarra Hotel, a large pub that offers live music. On the night that I visited, I got a chance to see a local band performing. Today we've been at Victoria Park Station and I've loved discovering the music in this area and we'll be sure to check it out again soon. This has been Jamie Salter reporting and I'll be back in another episode to give you more of an insight into the underground music scene.
It's pretty good how it's just a train right away.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Well, Melbourne Underground is about music and specifically the artists that create it. So this week we have comedy storyteller Clue in our studio. Thanks so much for coming, man.
Thank you for having me.
So do you want to tell us a bit about your music style and why you enjoy making that type of music?
Well, basically, I just grew up listening to heaps of hip hop and watching comedy. You know, Jerry Seinfeld, that sort of stuff. So I just decided one day, you know, why not, instead of just telling the jokes, do it in music.
So what is it like creating music specifically in the Melbourne scene?
There's a lot. There is a lot going on in Melbourne. So often it's almost oversaturated, but it's just trying to do whatever you can. Everybody knows that if you're going anywhere in Australia to create music, Melbourne's the place to be.
Yeah.
You know, Melbourne, Sydney is a second, but let's be real.
Melbourne's
where
it's at.
Yeah. Melbourne's
exactly.
where it's at. So there is a lot of it. Trying to stand out is quite hard. trying to be unique, and I think that's where the comedy aspect for me does come in,
Yeah.
as opposed to the amount of rappers that are in the scene.
Nice.
So could you give us a bit of insight into how the production process actually works?
Basically, I just think of things that, again, I would make a joke on stage. Something that would make a good Seinfeld episode, and then just decide, you know what, I'm going to write it into a song. So usually I go looking for beats, something to listen to, something that gives off the right sort of vibe, which is quite hard with comedy stuff. You know, you have lots of different styles of hip-hop beats, and comedy isn't really at the top of the food chain there.
No.
Yeah.
So trying to find that is hard.
Yeah.
And from there, when I do find it, just start writing, try to work around the beats and go from there.
Yeah.
Structure it.
Yeah. No, nice. Do you get any backlash with your comedy? Like, did anyone get offended? Because these days, everyone's getting offended.
It is one of those things,
Yeah.
like, comedy has always got to push the boundaries, but I think more often than not, the people that are, you know, throwing shade or hating are just rappers who are mad that I've sort of come through and
Yeah, okay.
done better than they have
Yeah.
in that short period of time. So
Yeah.
not so much on the music.
Yeah.
I mean, like you've sort of made your own little niche. You are quite unique in that aspect.
Yeah.
Would you have any advice for up-and-coming artists in that respect?
Yeah, networking.
Yeah?
Networking is the biggest thing. Like, if you're trying to make music in Melbourne without going anywhere or trying to meet people, it's not going to work for you.
Yeah.
You got a much better chance if you're going to support other people.
Yeah.
I think that's really important. You know, you can make it on your own, but the percentage of people who do is significantly lower.
Yeah.
Go find a team that want to see you succeed and you want to see them succeed and just build together.
Yeah. Is there any like locations people can find you and go see you live?
Yeah, so all my socials is that Clue. Find me anywhere, Instagram, Facebook,
Yeah.
Snapchat, everything. I'm all over it.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can find me. I'm playing gigs all around Melbourne. Often Smith Street,
Yeah.
at Grumpy's there, Brunswick, the Howler.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
So you're going to give us a live performance this studio. So could you tell us a bit about your performance or what that sort of means to you?
So this track that I'm going to be playing is my latest single, B-side.
Yeah.
The whole point of this song was I wanted to do some sort of ironic comedy. So I wrote a radio song, like it's very pop, very radio, but the whole idea is that it's about making a radio song. So when you listen to the lyrics, you go, oh, okay, yeah, I see what he did there.
Yeah.
But prior to that, you could just listen to it, you know, autopilot, and you'd be like, yeah, this is a cool sort of sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, thank you so much for coming on
Thank
today.
you.
Can't wait to hear the music.
Thank you very much.
While Clue prepares for his performance, we'll take a quick look into religious music in Melbourne, which is something that might not spring to mind when you think of music, but through its uniqueness, there are thriving communities everywhere.
Well, over the week, I had a chance to get a bit of an insight into what's happening underground. Hey guys, I've been sent by Melbourne Underground to explore various types of religious music. The two types we'll be focusing on today are choir and chanting music. Let's go take a look. What would you say inspires you to perform?
Singing together really allows us to express, I think, that unity. We're praying the scriptures, putting it to music and praising God together in that way.
නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතු සම්මා සංබුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතු සම්මා සංබුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතු සම්මා සංබුද්දස්ස. There are specific ways of chanting for different sutras. Buddha recommended that we chant them rightly pronouncing the words so that chanting, the sound goes together with the meaning of it.
I'd say something like this, that singing takes you outside yourself. I mean, just simply in order to sing with other people, you have to be attentive to other people. You have to be attentive to the rhythm. You have to be attentive to the pitch. You have to be attentive to keeping with, not going faster than or slower than the other singers. So singing takes you out of yourself and unites yourself with other people, first of all. So the first thing I'd say is singing binds us together as a community.
Yeah, as where I come from, singing is somehow is a combining your expression towards what we are believing in. It's a concern of showing ourselves.
Well, there you have it. An insight into two types of religious music variations within Melbourne. I hope you had as much fun as I've had. For Melbourne Underground, I'm Dylan Dower.
Wow, I never would have realised how involved music is in religion. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, 100%. I definitely learned a thing or two.
Yeah.
I have to join religion now.
You're watching Melbourne Underground, the music show where we focus on Melbourne's independent artists. Before we spoke with Clue about his career, and now he is ready for a killer performance. But before we close off the show, we want to thank you for tuning in.
Make sure you check out our social media where you can catch up on all the content we covered today and rewatch the first episode as well. We'll see you next week on The Underground.
This that jam that you bumping in the car on the radio. Friends so disgusted, wonder how the hell they play it though. Secretly, you know they're gonna save it to their playlist. Dance to it alone and claim they hate it. Later be the one to say I like when they were nameless. Like I was listening before they were famous. Ain't it funny all the years you gotta put into the struggle just so you can try to entertain us. Wait for them summertime sick radio hits. Have you bounced with your friends like this? Hit the beach with the sun on our back and the tunes all lit. Grateful that this how we live. Time and money just to hear it at a festival. Listen in the car at a party, show your friends it's the best of all. Chord out the way, you know what's getting paid. Hit the play, I spin every day. Cause I made a radio song, knowing that we'll sing along when we hear it on. They made a radio song, knowing that we'll sing along, we'll sing along. Yeah. B-side. B-side, it's that jam that you bump all night. Man, you must have heard it like 1,000 times. Tweaking little bits till you get it right and right and right in on bites until you live the life of your dreams. But it ain't easy. Break on the scene, living life so freely. All you wanna do is hit the top, so you put in the lot and just hoping they like what you got. I'm making them summertime sick radio hits. Have you bounced with your friends like this? Hit the beach with the sun on our back and the tunes all lit. Grateful that this how you live. Time and money just to hear it at a festival. Listen in the car at a party, show your friends it's the best of all. Get the aux cord out the way, you know what's getting played. Hit the play, I spin every day. Cause I made a radio song, knowing that we'll sing along when we hear it on. I made a radio song, knowing that we'll sing along, we'll sing along. Yeah. B-side. Yeah. B-side, this jam that you bump all night. Yeah. B-side. B-side.